Check it out, y'all. It's the Kid Stranger repping El Imperio Records, El Imperio TV, and this is where hip hop has no borders. I'm take this time to apologize deeply to anyone who was definitely looking forward to catching this episode, but unfortunately there is 30 minutes of just silence due to a mishap. You know what I'm saying? So my apologies. I was this was a great episode. I want to say it was definitely a great episode. GTO, shout out to Gto Tamales and more. And their food is bomb. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely cool people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to GTO Tamales, and we're definitely here in support. And encourage anyone to go out and check them out. Definitely cool people, bomb food. And we're just gonna fast forward it, let y'all catch whatever, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the time, which I believe might be like another 30 minutes. But definitely thank you guys for tuning in, and let's continue with this journey. It's been dope, it's been exciting, and I'm definitely looking forward to all of the future things that are in the works. So let's continue. Thank you guys. Let me see. Okay. I'm just not sure if it'll pick up good enough audio, but I mean, we could still, and then I could probably edit and crank up the volume a little bit.
Okay, it's so light?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're still there.
Production here.
We're still in the shot. Yeah, we're still there.
Now behind the scenes.
Yeah. Okay, so you tried to lower your volume. Okay, also I got the feedback on the. Yeah.
I'm just gonna read the comments. If someone can hear, please let us know.
They let me know that they can.
Okay, perfect.
Shout out to Destiny. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Destiny.
We love you.
Yeah, shout out to Destiny for tuning in, and birthday shout out to you. Definitely happy birthday. Yeah, sorry guys for the technical difficulties. I promise I'm gonna get it down packed real soon. So while you guys are in action, right? Let's kind of jump back a little bit to like what hip hop rap is, right? Mm-hmm. What's like a Mexican rap artist that you guys would be playing while in motion, I guess you could say.
Let's see.
Or just like any okay. Rap artist.
Probably not in motion because I wouldn't play this at the food truck. Okay. But Cartel de Santa.
Okay.
Yeah. So pero quién más? There's a lot of Mexican rappers, but to be honest, I'm not really familiar with like the names.
What about Santa Fe Clan? Are you guys familiar with?
Not really a fan of like Spanish rap.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what about English?
Rap, like English, like OGs.
Kendrick. A lot of like the 90s rappers
Dr.
from California.
Okay.
That vibe.
Did you guys catch Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance?
Yeah, but not this time.
Yeah. What did you guys think of it?
I think it was amazing. Message.
A lot of people were really upset, but there's a message behind it.
Yeah,
I'll say like there's definitely, especially with like everything that's going on now. But I really love his music because it's facts. Like he sings a lot of like things that are going on in our actual world, and like not just. I mean, those can rap about like drugs and money and stuff like that. But I really like his music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about for you?
Same. Kendrick Lamar all the way.
What would you say? What message did you get from his performance? Like how did you understand it?
It was a big message. It was like como de entender una revolution.
Yeah.
That's literally happening in our country.
Yeah.
With the Uncle Sam, right?
With Uncle Sam.
Which then I mean I didn't know really the whole like ins and outs to that whole like rap beef with him and Drake.
40 Acres and a Mule.
Yeah, like that and then another thing I didn't know is that Sony owns OVO, I guess, right?
Or Drake's.
Yeah,
company.
the record label, and then that's where the PlayStation remote came in. So that, I mean, there's so many messages behind it that it's crazy. You have to
Yeah, he
like,
just don't like shade.
yeah, and on such a huge platform, you know, to do it at
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, it's huge. And then he brought out Serena Williams,
Yes.
and then there was the other
SZA.
SZA. Ironically enough, I think they both dated Drake at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I heard something like that.
Yeah. What about SZA? You guys listen to SZA?
Yes.
Yeah, she's dope.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The people want to know, what is your best-selling tamal?
Okay, I'll say the chili places de dulce, okay? The chile, I think all of them, but the ones that like usually sell out faster, is the rajas con queso.
Delicious.
Yes.
The dulce would have to be fresa for sure.
Okay. Now I want to know, do you guys take pre-orders?
Yes, we do.
You know how many times we've driven to you guys and like we want
yeah.
champurrados and you guys are sold out.
I know.
I'm like, no.
Yes, we do. Well, you can always call us like when we're not like working, that we're closed. We usually turn the phone off because we get a lot of like weird calls. I don't want to talk about that on camera, but pero you can always call us like 815-566-1126 is our number. So I always post it like on our Facebook page, or you can also like Google us, just the Gto Tamales, and then you'll find like the address, the phone number, and the hours.
Yeah. Crazy thing is that I think actually now that you mentioned that, I think maybe a couple of times before we actually tried the tamales, when I would show up, you guys were sold out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I had to like, right? I think
Yes,
a
we were
few
like,
times you guys were sold out. That we were like, damn, we gotta show up extra.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm a huge champurrado fan, right? And I'm like, oh my God, at least hopefully tenga champurrado always sold out.
And I think that's why it kind of like, and this is before I tried them, right? Because every time I would make it there, you guys were sold out. So then I'd be like, damn, so these gotta be some bomb tamales. Every time I show up, they're sold out. Like, what time I gotta show up, you know?
Yeah, and then we have some angry customers. They'll be like, we'll make some more. You guys probably just make like 2 dozen. I'm like, oh no, sweetie. You see these ollas in the back? Like,
And
empty.
they be also showing up like at 2 p.m.
So you gotta come early, please. Or call us. You can always call us, order ahead, and be like, you know what, I'm gonna pick up at this time. And it's like, okay, I got you. Well, yeah, we'll save your tamales and.
So we have someone saying, wait, what restaurant is this? It's not on the title. Do you guys want to?
Yes,
Introduce
so
yourself.
we're Gto Tamales and More food truck.
Okay.
We're located here in Rockford, Illinois. So we are a food truck. We're not a restaurant yet, but yeah, Gto Tamales.
GTO Tamales and More, just in case if you guys, you know, didn't hear it in the beginning because of, you know,
Pisaron el cable.
yeah, someone stepped on the cable. No, sorry guys, we had technical difficulties and probably like the first 30 minutes was.
But the conversation and energy is bomb.
Yeah.
But yeah, the tamal is a bomb. The quesadilla is a bomb. The champurrado is really good.
Yes.
So
What other hot drinks do you guys sell?
So right now, just a hot drink is champurrado.
Champurrado?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause
Do you
the-
guys sell like aguas frescas en el verano?
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
De
okay.
piña, horchata.
Pepino con
De-
limón.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
delicious.
pepino with
Yes.
limón.
O de horchata con fresa.
Nice. And really quick, I wanna take this time out to let you guys know that one of the proud sponsors of today's episode 24, the food edition, is Los Munchies. So shout out to Los Munchies for all of, if you guys want some spicy candy, they got Los Munchies, the Munchie box, they got the 5 on it box. All the candy is really bomb. And you guys also received a packet of the
A little
candies.
goodie bag, and I tried the candies and the chamoy rim.
Mhm.
10 out of 10.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. So you guys said in the summer you guys have you guys had the piña, right? Because I'm kind of already thinking like, damn, I'm definitely gonna be there this
Yeah.
summer, you know.
The sandía. We're gonna change it up, so we try to have like at least 2 or 3 flavors. Probably 3, right? 3.
Yeah, they're the most.
The most, but for sure horchata is like our best selling because we make it from scratch. Like
Nice.
ponemos el arroz, la canela, you know, so
Yeah.
it's really good.
Nice.
Y tenemos de piña, sandía, pepino con limón o de horchata con fresa. What else? Melon. De
Oh my
melon.
God, that's so
Mhm.
good.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
My husband made una de banana, which I was like, banana? Because I'm not really a big fan of, like banana drinks,
Yeah.
but it was so good. So I'm thinking
And
we're going to
cold
probably,
too? Yeah,
cold.
kind of sounds like
We're
it.
probably going to add it this summer.
Yeah.
So someone's asking, GTO, what part? I'm from Yuriria, so I know the tamales gotta be fire.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we are fire. Somos de un ranchito de Guanajuato. It's San Lorenzo, municipio de Jerecuaro. So it's close to Acámbaro.
It's like in between Querétaro and Acámbaro.
Yeah, but it's a small ranchito, San Lorenzo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to you guys for definitely killing it with the food truck. You know,
I'll def be there tomorrow. I see you guys open at 9 tomorrow.
Yes.
at 9.
9.
In the morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be one of those people that runs out their car for you guys.
Yeah.
Or you guys are still pulling into the.
You're gonna be like, no,
Yeah.
Senora.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we have like a lot of people line up, and it's like they see us driving in like the parking lot. Everybody gets out their car, and I'm gonna be like, "Wait for me, guys. Let me just set up."
It literally doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's snowing or raining. People get off their cars.
But that's
Honestly,
amazing.
When it
Yeah.
rains,
That's
I feel like
cool.
it's the busiest.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I hope it rains because we'd be so busy.
Yeah, no one wants it's like let me run out and grab something.
Mhm.
It's something like a champurrado, cae bien with a lluvia.
Sí.
Yeah, then the tamales.
We have Destiny Martinez commenting que Sabirías fire.
Oh, thank you, Destiny.
Go get your free quesadillas tomorrow, Destiny.
Right, yeah, girl.
Adriana, that's my girl. Run.
Yeah, the pozole, right? You guys got pozole
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Saturdays we have pozole, and then Sundays menudo. So
Oh, delicious.
The menudo for la cruda.
yeah, that's what we got it on Sunday.
It's spicy, which is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not much of a drinker these days, guys, but I definitely remember those.
Mhm.
After whatever una peda you get your menudo for sure. And I think it was always me that would get it because I don't think you like menudo, right?
So I have a big thing with consistency and
Mhm.
like anything tasting kind of gamey.
Mhm.
So I feel like menudo for me, I don't know, I feel
The
like it's an
texture.
acquired taste.
Texture.
Yes.
I know what you mean, girl, because that was me.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, I was like, I can't even swallow it. It's like the texture of it.
Yes.
Oh, but yeah,
Or
después.
también like in Mexico, when you go to Mexico, how they're cleaning the
Yes.
cow.
And then it's like you
Gets
see the
you.
many
It
layers.
gets you, yeah.
And then some people I feel like no lo cocinan bien. So when you're
Yeah.
like eating it just smells and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, definitely when we're like making it, because my mom makes everything fresh in the morning. So when she's making it like 5 a.m. in menudo, we can smell it, So I'm like, ay,
Yeah.
no. Pero ya que le ponen el chilito y todo,
Yes.
ya es cuando ya, dame menudo.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Damn,
Sí.
yeah. I'm probably for Sunday. I'll probably get some menudo, but tomorrow that pozole is probably gonna
I'm running for my
Yeah.
champurrado. For sure.
be some tamales for sure.
Is your pozole, what kind of pozole you guys make? Like, is it like rojo, verde, blanco?
Rojo de puerco.
Ya es rojo, pozole rojo de puerco.
Nice.
Delicious.
Nice. And is it with the
Hominy?
yeah,
Yeah, con el grano.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we make it. Our menudo también, we add the hominy.
But it's not as much as the pozole, because that's a whole pozole thing, the hominy.
Yeah. And is it like during the summertime, like is it big like for like we were mentioning like la tamalera, like you'll catch them like on every two blocks or whatever.
Mhm.
is it something? Is it a thing here to have like a tamalera, like pushing a carrito or something?
I would say
No.
not really.
I wish though.
Yeah.
Pero the city of Rockford doesn't allow it.
Really?
They don't allow it.
The city's really strict.
Um,
Wow.
I don't know, but correct me, pero I haven't seen like paleteros like these past years.
I
We
think
actually have
we've
one.
seen one, and
Yeah.
honestly, like, you know, everybody gotta make their money, but like I felt like it was so expensive. Like,
Yeah.
and we're from New York, so we're used to like the
Uh-huh.
prices being way more than here.
Mhm.
And a lot of times we're so shocked of how like the prices are so low here.
Mhm.
But the guy was like, son como $6 una paleta. Y yo me quedé así como que,
Oh my
you see all these little kids here?
goodness. Yeah.
I'm like, I'll sell you. I don't have that cash. I'll sell you right now.
Yeah, no, and I mean, you think about it, and it's like,
I mean, shout out to all the small businesses. We're all trying to make it.
yeah,
I'm trying to make it out, girl.
Yes, we're all chasing after that dream.
Yeah.
I think tamale wise, like although like we don't see the carritos, I've seen a couple like of cars like que venden comida out of their cars
Yeah.
at the gas stations.
You'll see that on the gas stations, outside the courthouse, by La Iglesia. I mean, on 11th Street. One
La
of,
Michoacana, Broadway.
oh yeah, by Broadway. I seen a lady in her car.
Really bad.
Karen, we know this lady. Her name is Karen. Shout out to her. Ella también vende tamales, estilo Durango. So if you guys like estilo Durango tamales, los recomiendo. Están muy sabrosos. I've tried them before too.
what's the difference from those and I guess
Your tamales, yeah.
It's like the masa consistency and how they make their salsa, and also sus rajas con queso tamales no llevan jitomate. Nada más es el queso y chile poblano. De ellos chile poblano, so no pica.
Okay.
So it's just chile poblano y queso, pero nosotros le ponemos chile,
En Guanajuato.
perdón, jalapeños, queso y hacemos una salsita picosa de jitomate.
yeah.
That's why our tamales are spicy. But
Like,
yeah,
that's the way that I'm used to eating. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's beautiful to see like everybody making like every region has different types of tamales. Like I love that. Like me, me gusta probar de todo. Like you see me out here supporting another business because yo sé cómo es, de empezar de nada, or even like the ladies que luego vamos a una tienda y están vendiendo en su carro afuera. A mí le compro un tamal, una docena o así, porque es like, yo también así empezamos.
And then here, like going back to what you said about los permisos aquí in Rockford, like it's crazy,
Yes.
You have so many things. One, you could go to jail if you don't have these permisos. Let's just put that out there, You can't show up at certain events to sell without permisos. And it's like, I could only imagine you guys, because of the food truck, the permisos and the prices for that is insane.
It's crazy.
Like the requirements.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that actually, because they're like, oh my god, you guys price your food this. Los tamales están bien caros, but then like there's a lot that goes into it.
Yes, the classes, like todo eso, like for instance, for me, like for the candy that I do, it's prepackaged, right? So you would think like, oh, like en su casa los hace, los empaqueta y los puede vender. When I moved here and I wanted to be part of like the vendor events, tuve que invertirle como $700 just to like do everything. And like it was like I think like 8-hour classes, right?
I think so, yeah.
Like gracias a Dios, like I worked in the restaurant business in New York, so I already knew like a lot of it. But just like the amount que aparte de invertirle a tu negocio, tienes que invertirle a estos permisos. I feel like a lot of people don't understand as to why your prices have to be the way that they're priced,
And you're talking about permisos que se
renovan
cada 6 meses. Hay permisos nosotros tenemos el permiso de 1 año, pero estás hablando de permiso para pagar tu food truck, permiso para to handle food y otro permiso para estar trabajando en la commissary kitchen that you have to rent. So you're talking about like in total like expenses is crazy. So sometimes you have to price your food. You can't, like, I wish I could give out like que digas half off en los tamales. Cómprate una docena y te regalo otra gratis. Ponme fuera así. pero a veces no se puede, like, no se puede bajar los precios, porque sí llega mucha gente que...
Especially now, everything's going up and
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't like te pelean los precios mucho
sí.
o te regatean. Like I'm one of those people that a mí me da pena, you know, if someone comes up to me and it happens to me at events, you know, and all I sell is candy, so they'll be like, why is it so expensive, you know? And I'm just like, it's $5, you know. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but si le bajo no le saco las bolsas ni los stickers, you know. I'm so sorry, but
y tu tiempo,
yeah,
más que nada a veces uno tiene que también tienen que valorar tu tiempo, porque todo toma tiempo.
Yes, guys. So definitely support every small business that you guys see out there. It takes time, it takes dedication, and it takes a lot of money to get this business started.
That's so true.
And I know you guys mentioned the Jeeps and Tacos, right? That you guys are gonna be there for that event. Los Munchies is also gonna be there.
Nice.
I mean I'll also be there, you know. And quick shout out to Alonzo Kling, you know, who's the man behind it, along with everyone else that's part of his team. So definitely shout out to him. He's also going to be a guest, so we're looking forward to that episode too.
Nice.
That's going to be pretty dope. Yeah, so we were you know, mentioning that you guys started from apenas cumplieron el año, right, with the truck. What has been like an experience that you guys remember that you guys feel like maybe could be like maybe like one of the more bad experiences that you guys have had?
Like with the customer?
Yeah, like with a customer, yeah.
I don't think we had a bad experience with the customer. Yeah.
City Market, yeah. Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay. Well, for me, I haven't experienced anything like that with the customer, because, or maybe I have, but I am just so like quick to responding to any situation that I was like, oh, ¿te faltó esto? Oh, no, aquí lo tengo, espérame. Y rápido, like, le pongo hasta extra, you know, or mira, te regalo un champurrado, perdón, se me olvidó ponerte un tamal or something. But what I would say is that when we first started, there was like a fake Facebook page.
There was a lot.
Yeah, and then they were involving beef with us and a grocery store. And they're like, oh, okay, you guys are selling the same things and yours is better. Like, they were just, you know, like,
they were just trying to make it look like we wrote it.
Like, throwing shade.
Yeah.
Oh, and was that here in Rockford?
Oh, yes. And it was like, you're talking about like a week that we had open. So I was just like, man, how do I handle the situation?
Can we know the name of the grocery store?
No promotion.
Yeah, no promotion here. Later, off the record.
Off the record.
If you know, you know. Like, people here in Rockford.
I kind of wanted to kind of throw out a name, but I
spill the tea.
But I'm not
you know.
But yeah, and you have like the owner from their comments on the back on the comment. She made a comment and she was like, oh, pues la competencia, or just throwing shade.
So hold on, how many fake pages like was there then?
It was like 3 of them. Like,
so 3 fake pages that se pasaron
from the same person, because I ended up, you know, on Facebook you can like type under like the name of the actual Facebook and they will show you an email. So their email popped up. So I was like, oh, I know who this is.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, that was.
They were trying to sabotage you guys by saying
they ended up sabotaging themselves. Yeah,
that's usually how that happens.
Yeah.
So it's like,
oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
I didn't know how to handle that. You know, I was just like, what do I do now? So everybody's mom, I was just like, you know, just let it be. It was pretty upsetting because it was just out there in the open, and a lot of people from Rockford know us. Because, and actually we were close to that business because we used to work in there. That's where I told you that we had, like, we were renting a spot, and there was Lupita's Snacks. Lupita's Snacks started in there.
Is that right there, like in the very center?
Yes, that's where we used to. It looked completely different before, but that's how it was. That was our thing, selling snacks, and we were in there. You know what I mean?
and you guys had the tamales and the
champurrado.
We have lines all the way up to the taqueria.
Wait, if it's the store that I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh my God. Then it's crazy because like we just moved here like a year and a couple months ago, and we've heard the story about what happened to a small business that was in there.
Oh, really?
Shout out to La Tia Maria. She told us the tea, and she was like, you know, this was over breakfast. We ended up getting tamales from that spot, and she was like, you know what's messed up? And then she, you know, started telling us everything, and we were shocked. We were like, what?
The way, yeah, it's crazy that now, you know, like it's like, it's you guys.
Oh my God.
We're not even knowing. So
I'm like, ya no vuelvo a esa tienda. Hey, I go buy my brother.
I mean,
Bro,
no saben quién soy.
the crazy thing is that like we heard the story, right? And then we were like, damn, like that's messed up, right? And then hearing like, oh, pero ahora
Les va hasta mejor, and we were like, yeah, and that's so amazing, like to hear.
I mean, I don't, you know, I don't like to focus on negativity, you know, on the show and everything, but this is how I heard the story, right? That basically there was los tamales que vendían there before that they were bomb, they would always sell out fast, so you had to go really early and catch your tamales.
It's like a wawan, yeah.
But then it was like after whatever, some kind of beef happened, se salió la gente that was selling the tamales there, and then like a lady, I don't know who the lady is, but a lady then se puso a hacer tamales, but ya no los vendía.
Yeah, it was basically like saying like they saw how good estaba yendo el negocio pequeño que estaba dentro, and basically they wanted them out, and then metieron that negocio that's now there, which is like I guess like an extension of what, you know, they had. Whatever.
And once again, I don't know the people, I don't know no one.
Yeah, we weren't here for that, guys. We were, this is
the word in the street.
This is how like I guess la gente, los vendedores, or like gente que tiene negocios, like, you know, it's huge here in Rockford, but the circle también está bien pequeño, you know, like everything gets around. So
and the sad thing that I want to say that it's really unfortunate when like it be like your own people that are gonna sabotage you, you know, and it's like come on, dude, like you know what it takes to make, you know, tamales, for example, you know, like simply to start a business from the ground up, like especially if like, you know, like your own people know what's up and how, you know, how you start a business, and then those will be your people that are gonna sabotage you.
Yes, but look, mira cómo son las cosas.
Sí, gracias. Eso fue el porque en ese momento no te voy a decir, like, fue nos fuimos sin nada, like, because I'm telling you, we moved away, you know, pero bendito sea Dios, regresamos con más, eso nos abrió tantos caminos, tantas bendiciones, y así lo vemos nosotros, you know, porque nosotros ponemos our positivity into it, and then I feel like when you do something with love, with your heart, with you speak, like, how can I say this? You know, you don't hate on other people. Te va mejor. You receive that amazing good karma, and I truly believe that because of how that whole situation went down, and it was pretty bad. Even when we started doing our own thing, it got horrible. Like, I'm not gonna talk so much about it because I don't want to focus on the negativity. But even the negative things that they still try to sabotage us being out of there. So
how long has it been since, like?
2021.
Late
November
2021.
November 2021 is when we
Officially stopped.
Yeah. November 27th. November 27th was our last day there.
And
2021.
then you guys kicked off the food truck just last year, right? 2024.
And then we started our food truck, 2024.
What was it like the first day que abrieron the food truck, and it was like, boom, we're gonna, you know, what was that day like? Like walk us through.
Eric's like, I wasn't there. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was really nervous, because we have never worked a food truck before. We're like, so how do you do this? How do you do this? And it was just like, at first, it did take us, I want to say, like a good 2 months. Para que ya establecernos bien to know, hey, we gotta be there, like, get driving like at this time so you can be there at the certain time you're gonna open. Or there's just certain things, but it was very exciting. There was a lot of people. We did have a lot of people supporting us. Y estoy muy agradecida con ellos.
Nice.
Y con todas las personas que nos han apoyado from, you're talking about in 2012 when we first started doing tamales. Like I still see them to this day.
Nice.
Like they watch me grow into now.
Like who you guys are, and still todavía lo que falta, right? Because I'm sure you guys have more aspirations to todavía take it a little bit further. So that's definitely dope, and I'm looking forward to see like the growth, like, and it's crazy that like, like we were just touching on the story. Like it's crazy that we heard a story, had no idea that it was you guys, right? But now that we're talking about it, by the way, it's the first time that we meet Gto Tamales, but we definitely knew them through their food. So we kind of had already met through the food. Made it there a few times, and they were always sold out. But then we finally got the chance to try the tamales, and we kind of already knew of a story, but we had no idea that it was even the food truck that we were buying from. So it's crazy, and I mean definitely, and not no shade on anyone, but hopefully to those people, hopefully it still goes well for them. And at the end of the day, probably the more positive thing is that they can learn from their own actions to say, like, because someone, people self-reflect, so you kind of take it like in their own time. Maybe I don't know, maybe dirán like, maybe I shouldn't be like that, or maybe I shouldn't approach a future experience like that, because look at what happened. Like now, I mean, if they're saying that the tamales se les quedan, and then it's still 2-3 days.
I mean, the thing is too, like, it's not just like people saying it. Like, se ha visto, how many times we've been in that store, and they have them bagged up hasta fríos because se les quedan. Remember that one time que estaba en la línea, I went to get which I didn't know it was called elote en vaso. That's what they call it here, right?
You said esquite?
Yeah, and I said esquite, and the lady was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And the lady behind me, she was like, "Okay, quería los tamales," and then le dijeron el precio, and they were like, "What? Yo no compro esos tamales," and then I was like, "Are they that expensive?" Yeah. But we didn't know anything about prices here. I thought like $250 was like okay for a tamal.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's it's crazy.
I mean, if you guys want to know something shady, I think it was it was actually the first day that we opened.
Yeah.
Somebody that I don't want to name drop.
Yeah.
But from the store.
Okay.
They drove off. They were driving by the 15th Avenue. But they were like with their phone out and recording and laughing as we were selling.
Oh, I think it's because they thought we didn't have permits. So they're like, I'm gonna call the city on you and the health department.
Like, I'm gonna shut them down.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut them down, but it's like, sweetie, come on.
You know what's crazy about that? I feel like that happened to us too. And it just so happened that I called the health department a day after someone had called. And they were like, hey, so-and-so called asking if you have your permits because they want to invite you to an event. And I was like, yeah, I don't think they want to invite me to an event.
Yeah,
You'll see a lot of that here. It's like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And you know what's even more sad? Because you see it in your own people, like nuestra gente de nuestra raza,
Yeah.
That's like, el sol tiene que salir para todos. That's why I say, like, cada quien que haga su cosa y, you just gotta stay focused on you.
Yes, I think we're huge on that. Very like, and especially like, being from, New York, it's like hay mucha gente, what's it called? Like vendedores ambulantes en las calles, and literally you could have like 5 taco trucks on the same block or en cada esquina. And it's like, si la gente le gusta comprar en un lugar, pues se va a comprar, It doesn't take away, everybody tiene su diferente sazón. their
Su
own like
estilo.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, because yo he ido fuimos a un evento en 5 de mayo last year, y there was a lot of vendors, right? It was actually like a tamale fest that they do here in Rockford. So there was a lot of trucks there, y pues todos se pusieron de acuerdo que $4 un tamal. Que para mí $4 un tamal, like, perdón la palabra, pero no chingues, right? Like, that's expensive. Yo digo que $3 y ahí está caro, you know? Pero ya $4 y pues según que todos se pusieron de acuerdo, pero al final there was una food truck que they were like, uno vénganse acá los tengo $2. So, ¿quién crees que sold out first? Porque todos nos pusimos de acuerdo, ¿no? Pero no estaba una food truck that was like, oh no, ellos no sirven.
After
no
you
sirven.
guys had already.
Pero yo tengo los tamales, yeah, after everybody yelling at each
What I
other.
heard too was that there was people in the other like food truck next to them, and he would be yelling like, "Come over here, the food is nasty. Come over to my line."
Like that vendor, that food
Oh
truck
my
vendor,
God.
was
People gotta
saying,
stop it.
yeah, and it's just like,
I think
you're just doing this to
Stop.
yourself because now
Yes.
all of us and people are hearing you say this.
Yeah,
So how do you think people are gonna
stop,
say?
man.
They're gonna be like, that person from that business is not.
yes. I think for me, like it cost me like to come here and experience certain stuff that I experienced in the vendor community to have like thicker skin. And that is like being, you know, from a place where like I have a good friend of mine who also sells dulces enchilados, and she sells like, you know, basically the same items that I sell. And like there was like I don't know how many other businesses that sold the same thing, you know. So coming here and having that people with that kind of energy, like I was so shocked, right, babe? Like I was like me quería llorar because I'm like, why are people like that? Like, ¿qué está pasando,
you'll be
you know?
surprised because they come out to you with the friendly face de mi hija te ayudo, te echo la mano, y al final les das la mano y te agarran el pie y para abajo.
It wasn't like it wasn't new for us like to know how to handle and deal with people that are like that. But it was more coming from a place like because we're not like that, but we definitely don't want to have to put ourselves in that type of energy since we're out here. And I mean, because we're also fairly new, but it's more about us kind of like just being better people. You get what I'm saying? Like
it's like we're not, like, cuando tú no estás acostumbrado a tenerle envidia a otra gente or like, you know, just put like have that kind of like energy.
You think people are the same way as you.
Yeah, and I always say that. I'm like, I don't expect people to be so like bad because I'm not like that, you know? So it's like if I'm very respectful, whatever, you know, like I give you like the best of me, even if you just met me. It's like, and then you change or like, you know, whatever. I'm just like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, and sadly we have lived through so much of that. Like, even for like us opening up a food truck, we had some help from certain people, and at the end of the day, they'll just laugh at our face. And we're, no podíamos abrir. No te miento, like we had the food truck, we got it in early December, y todo ese tiempo, like nos habían pasado tantas cosas que we're like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't open. Maybe we should just, my mom was like, I'm gonna get a factory job and that's all I'm gonna do. But she's worked in a factory, but you're talking about like when she was 18, you know, like many years ago. But her dream is, you know, always owning her business. So we had a lot of bad things happen to us. And then she was like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't open. Maybe this is a sign that I shouldn't open. I was like, no, you're gonna open. Because you're gonna prove yourself and all these people wrong. Y yo quiero verte que es fuerte, you know, like.
Of course.
Yo siempre lo dice un pococito, para arriba.
Yeah.
Because
what was like an experience that you think or that you feel was like one of those that was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Oh my God, we have so many. So many. I think it was just with the food truck. If it wasn't one thing breaking, it was the other. It's like, okay, we had everything running, right?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, because it's an actual like driven, it's not a food trailer, it's a food truck. So also, like the battery would be dead and we had to buy a new one. And then the tire popped and then we had to change the tire. Or it was just certain things it couldn't allow us to keep running, like working.
Yeah.
So when we're like, all right, we're set in mind, March 2nd, like it's our date.
Yeah.
I don't care if the food truck doesn't turn on. We're gonna be in the parking lot selling.
Yeah.
Like
Determined.
we're gonna be doing something, So
They'll be pushing this truck.
yeah, we're pushing this truck. Somebody call a tow truck. But we're gonna be selling. So yeah, gracias a Dios ese empujoncito y I'm a firm believer, like spiritual. That is sometimes you just have to pray for things. Sometimes you just
Yeah, and be in good faith
Mm-hmm.
for sure. What about for yourself? What's like an experience? Because I mean, you're killing it now, selling out on your own. Like, what was like a bad? What was like a bad experience that kind of hit you in the way where you kind of felt like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this.
I don't think I have had any.
Remember the one night at City Market that it was extremely busy.
Oh, you did say that. You said something last
year. Oh yeah, I had a rude customer. It was a lady. It was not buena. But she was like, "Where's my food? Like I seen you and all these people their food," and I'm like, "They're tamales. They're like instant. You can just pack them in a bag, give them to like in a mano."
Yeah.
She actually ordered like
a bunch of food,
like quesadillas,
tacos.
tacos. You know what I mean? That it's not like instantly like.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, we had a long ass line. It was like toda la de papeles llenos, the orders.
We had a lot of orders.
She was like, I'm not even lying. She's probably like 3 orders away. Like her order was about to come out, and she was yelling at me in front of the customers. It was just me by myself being the cashier.
Yeah.
But she started yelling, and I'm like, I'm sorry, be patient. Your food's about to come out. Like we're not a fast food restaurant. It's made fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people make you cry for sure.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was that night too. I got home crying.
Did
I was so
that
exhausted.
Did that lady ever return back, like to kind of keep buying, or?
I don't remember her face. I think she was one that. I think she was just mad at her husband or something.
She was having a bad day that day, right? Yeah.
Oh, you'll see that a lot though. You have customers coming and then they'll be really rude. Like I'm talking about rude, like rude attitude, and then you'll see them again. They're like extremely nice. They're like, man, you guys have the best food. These tamales.
Bro, I had a couple.
We have a lot of people like that.
It was a couple of widows. They came to the food truck. When I tell you they were so mad and they look racist. But they look mad. Like they had a serious ass face.
They look racist.
They had a serious ass face. And they were like, let me get an order of the quesadillas. They come back from their car like 30 minutes later. And they're like, this is the best food I've ever had. The lady even had a smile on her face. And when I tell you, she looked mad and pissed off.
Yeah.
It was just so weird.
It was like those that times that it like intimidates you. You know, like some people intimidate you. You're like, oh man, like I'm scared. But
so they went from being a racist to like loving Mexico.
Yeah, it's like,
you guys are changing the world.
I would have flipped it like, damn, when you ordered your food, I thought you were ready to like hit me or something. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of made them happy after they had the food. That's cool, man. That's definitely cool. When let's give the people like the days that the times you guys are open, when they can catch you. Let's let the people know.
Let me answer this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are parked at 160 15th Avenue in Rockford, Illinois, 61104. That's the full address. Or you can Google us as Gto Tamales and more, and then all the info will pop there. But right now we are working Wednesdays through Sunday. Our weekday hours are 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And weekend Saturday 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. and then Sunday 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. So, and then the hours are on Google and our phone number, and you can always pre-order. Like we have customers coming from like Beloit, Madison, somebody from Bolingbrook, which is such a long drive. They call us early in the morning, like you're talking about like 8:59, and they'll be like, hey, I want to order tamales. And they'll, as long as you put your order in, and I have those tamales, I will say those tamales for you. But we have like like it's really busy, I will say like, hey, give me a time. If you're not here at that time, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to sell them. Because sometimes that happens. Like people don't come for their food, which sucks. Because I'm like, what do we do with this food? We have to throw it away.
I actually had a customer from Missouri,
Wow.
which is crazy.
From Missouri.
Yeah, she was like, I just drove from Missouri. I saw you guys on TikTok. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Is Missouri like what 4-5 hours?
Yeah. 6, 5,
Well,
6 hours.
depends.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to share your social media handles?
Yes. So our Facebook is Gto Tamales and more. But we also have that's like our page. But you can also add me on like Gto Tamales on Facebook. On Instagram, let me look it up because I'm really bad at this. Gto Tamales 815. That's our Instagram. Our TikTok is gonna be Gto Tamales as well. So I am on TikTok for our Gto Tamales page. I love doing just like recording, and I'm trying to get better at it.
She's our media manager, guys.
Yeah. Oh my God, I run everything. I'm exhausted. But
that's
I'm just everything like.
yeah.
Oh man.
And then you're the el que despacha, right? El que cobra, and then he's also still selling out.
Yeah, he makes tamales too.
Oh, yeah.
Enseñamos.
Yeah, I just
Nice.
learned actually
Enseñamos
maybe
a-
like 5-6 months ago.
Yeah,
Ya no tiene mucho tiempo, pero yeah.
when he graduated, he was in high school, so he would help us work in high school when he was in high school. Pero I mean, obviously, like
I would
high
just be cashier.
school is like your main focus,
Yeah.
So on weekends he would work with us. So I was there like every single day at night. But now that he graduated high school, it's like, all right, vente pa acá, te vamos a enseñar a hacer tamales.
Yeah.
Y yeah, he's.
Nice.
How do you feel making them?
It's actually amazing that I learned.
I mean, that is amazing.
It's like a
Literally.
generational thing that I feel like it's gonna keep going on.
And he's like more interested in it, like la masa, the secret recipe. He's like writing it down, and I'm just like here living day by day. Like
Don't come from
I don't
me,
even
guys.
have
I
it
mean,
written down.
Yeah, no, that's and
Mhm.
shout out to your mom,
Yeah.
that put you guys up.
Lupita,
Yeah, that's,
Lupilla, everybody.
Or
See,
Lupe.
Lupe.
yeah, definitely shout out to
Yeah.
your mom for definitely passing that knowledge on,
Mm-hmm.
What's like a maybe something that you guys would wanna like jump into that but you guys haven't
Like
outside of the GTO Tamales.
like doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in school to be a hairdresser, so a hairstylist. I graduate this year, so that's what I've been doing, just school and the food truck. But I do love the food industry, and I do feel like one day I do want to open up something of my own. But I also love doing hair, so that's something I would really want to do outside of like the food industry. Gto Tamales.
Yeah.
For me, actually, I just graduated high school. Was it June 2024? I'm actually taking a gap year because I wanted to study business.
Yeah.
But I'm like now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, why am I gonna study for business when my mom is here? She's been a businesswoman, which I look up to.
Nice.
Which is just like, why am I gonna pay for something that I literally have?
You have at home.
Yeah, somebody can teach me how to
Nice.
But I still encourage you.
Yeah.
I always encourage you to.
learn new stuff.
It's never too late.
Yeah. And I think above all too, to do something that you love to do, and then it doesn't feel like a job.
Yeah.
That's something that I was talking to my daughter about when she was introducing what she wants to do.
Mhm.
Right. She's a young teen, so kind of like lecturing her without lecturing her because I don't want to like scare her or like have her think that the real world is scary, but kind of telling her like above all, definitely whatever you want to do, let it be something that you love to do so that it doesn't feel like a job.
Mhm.
I think that's one thing too. I mean, no offense to like school and everything, because school is great, right? I mean, encourage everyone. Knowledge is power, right? But there's so many resources now. I feel that you can, obtain knowledge from that. Legitly also it kind of puts in perspective the school system.
Yeah.
I don't fully agree with like curriculum all the time. Um, I do think that there is a lot of topics that are not touched on that could make us better individuals once we're done with school. But that's not here or there because I have no power to changing any of that, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like what you learn as you.
It's a real life out here.
Yeah. As you get older, and you see things from different perspectives, and you see
Definitely.
like, you know, and yeah, I think too, like what you mentioned, like not to stop learning, like always to learn something new. That's always cool too. So yeah, no, definitely. Whatever you guys decide to dive into, if you guys want a platform to promote it, you guys are always welcome here.
Thank you.
So that's always definitely on the table for you guys for any. And also, like if you guys have any friends that have a product or a business or something, definitely they're always welcome. Here, we try to definitely shed light on, not just hip hop, but thinking outside the border on different talents. We've had different types of guests, from MCs to painters. Now with the food edition, we've incorporated food businesses, and there's definitely a lot more. I can't wait for you guys to, catch season 4. So we're definitely growing. It's been a cool journey. Also, I mean, I wasn't always comfortable with being in front of the camera, so that's also something I'm working on. Ironically, that I perform on stage too, and like music videos and interviews.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not always like the easiest to be in front of a camera and talking to, you kind of think like, there's hundreds of people watching me right now, and then I go and I look and then there's like 2 people watching, right? So it's like one of those like, I mean, but I what I've learned, and definitely comment if you guys feel otherwise. What I've kind of learned is that you just talk to the camera as if like you're talking to just one person, right? And you kind of forget like who you're doing it for, and you kind of just be yourself.
Yeah, naturally comes.
Yeah. And I think you guys, definitely. I mean, you guys did great. Being here, I know maybe you guys felt a little bit nervous in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Once the audio was live.
Yeah. And now we're like, okay.
I'm used to this.
Yeah.
And also I find crazy that like going back to what we were talking about that we heard a story and we had no idea that it was you guys, so that's I think that's also crazy to to hear.
Small world.
I feel like Rockford is like you can think it's like small, but it's really, really big. But when it comes to the vendor community, like I said earlier, you may not know the person, like one-on-one, but you hear stuff or you're like, oh, mira, this girl, like she sells, tumblers or, she sells like Hello Kitty stuff or whatever,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, no, and I think it's crazy. This is gonna be our second summer here, and I enjoyed my first summer here. I got to learn a lot, witness a lot, and I kind of like, I've been getting familiar with a lot of like people, vendors, small businesses, and also like towns, neighborhoods, I guess. I think it's gonna be cool this summer. Not only myself here with El Imperio TV, but also with all the small what they call them, small business events, or how they call them,
like the
vendor events or something.
Yeah, like I call them still like pop-up shops because that's what we're used to. But here they use like a lot of like markets, like it's a market,
Yeah.
And then for us, right, in the beginning it was like, oh, pero es un mercado, like it's like farmers market. That's what would be like for us, but
yeah, it's definitely something to look
like
forward to.
pop-up
I like that whole
Pop-up
vibe.
events.
Yeah, I like that whole vibe out here when it comes to that type of environment, and Yeah, guys. Do you guys wanna? What's a piece of advice you guys would give to someone that's starting their business?
Okay. Don't. It's okay to be scared.
Yeah,
First,
no, you
it's okay to be scared, but when you're starting, it is supposed to be scary. It's okay to be scared, but keep going. You know, keep going, even if you have one supporter, even if you have two people watching you at home, because you don't know what those two people can do for you. Telling you their friends, and then their friends and their friends, and now you're just
Yeah, all
someone
those
big.
families
Yeah,
and-
you're everybody
Big
is talking and
Running out the
repeating.
cars for you guys,
Yeah.
literally.
time.
But yeah, just don't be scared to start whatever you have in mind. It's either a food truck business or being a content creator or anything. Don't just keep going. Don't stop. Keep going and keep pushing yourself, because sometimes there's nobody gonna be behind you to give you that little push, but you gotta keep pushing for yourself and do it for you. So that's my piece of advice.
Nice. That's definitely great. What
Don't
about-
give up, guys. Chase the dream.
Eric's
Chase
so
the
cute.
bag.
Chase the bag.
Yeah, definitely chase the bag for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, and well, yeah, guys. I mean, I
Chase the chamborado too.
That's gonna be me tomorrow in the morning.
tomorrow for sure. 9:00, right?
Yes, 9:00.
I'll be there 8:50.
Yeah. Right there, be one of
En
those like,
pijamada.
chasing the truck as you guys are pulling
Yeah,
in.
I'll be like, hold on, girl.
Well, yeah, guys, it's the Kid Strange, El Imperio Records, El Imperio TV, where hip hop has no borders. This is episode 24 of the Food Edition Season 3. If you guys like what you guys saw tonight, definitely like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and have all your friends tune in. This show is only going to get bigger and better. And definitely one more time, round of applause for Gto Tamales for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
I definitely I like the energy. I like that I got to not only meet you guys, the people behind the tamales that I ate, but it's definitely great to see, like, to hear the story on how you guys started, and I definitely see like a bright future for you guys. So I think
Thank you.
anything you guys dive into, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be highly successful in. So definitely, respect, love, and that's it, guys. We are
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.